The next part is talking about finding the sum of the first n terms of a geometric series. So this is kind of like we did with the arithmetic series. For us, it's denoted by S sub n, and it is called the partial sum, or the nth partial sum. And the reason it's called a partial sum, same for geometric as arithmetic, is that we're just adding up some of the numbers in the sequence, a part of it. We're not doing the whole sequence because it goes forever. We will talk about that in just a moment. The formula for doing this for a geometric series, or for a geometric sequence or series, because a series is when we add them up, the partial sum is the first term times 1 minus the common ratio to the nth term over 1 minus the common ratio. To do this, you need to know what the first term is. So we need to know a sub 1. We need to know what the common ratio is, and we need to know how many terms we are adding. Example 4 says to find the sum of the first 18 terms of the given geometric sequence. So we know the first term by looking is 2. We know the second term is negative 8, so we can find the common ratio by taking the second term divided by the first term. So we get a common ratio of negative 4. And we know we are adding the first 18 terms. So I'm going to use my partial sum formula, which is a sub 1 times 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And I'm going to plug in my numbers. So I want the first 18 terms. My first term is 2. I don't have to put that in parentheses. I'm going to do that. It's just 2. And then 1 minus. I am going to put my ratio in parentheses because it is negative, and I want to be really careful with that negative, okay? And then this is going to be 1 minus negative 4. All right, so I'm going to type that into my calculator exactly as it is, and when I get done, I'm going to have a really large number. Negative 27,487,790,694. That is your final answer. Example 5 is going to be one where you are given a series in summation notation, but we are going to use our partial sum formula to evaluate it. 6 times 2 to the I. All right, so we're going to do some things here. We need to figure out what a sub 1 is. So we're going to find a sub 1 by using the formula, 6 times 2 to the first. So that's just 6 times 2, which is 12. Then I'm also going to find a sub 2 so I can figure out my common ratio. So a sub 2 is going to be 6 times 2 squared. Oops, that's kind of messy. And that's going to be 6 times 4, which is 24. So to get my common ratio, I can do my second term divided by my first, which is a common ratio of 2. And my n, I know I'm finding the sum of the first 10 terms. So S sub 10 is going to give me the first term, which is 12, times 1 minus 2 to the 10th. I don't need to use parentheses this time because my ratio is positive. So I'm just going to plug it in like that. And then I've got 1 minus 2 in the denominator. And when we do the math in our calculator, we get 12,276.